I could continue with this. When I do my words, I'll be using this side of my face. When I use the Muslims, that side. Plus doing mock Arabic accent. Okay. Why stop at Jeremiah 8:8? Bust stop. Here, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of errors in the Bible. If so, then why come to me for my reading the Before Scriptures Bible? See Quran 1094. How come no Muslim can ever answer me here? How come? And you can take a bus touring these errors bus stops, and you can drink Coke and eat popcorn to give you more energy to try to solve the puzzle. I've seen the so-called errors, and if they are, and they make you a Muslim, doubt. And how can you believe in the Quran with all that stupid stuff it says? How? You think the Bible is contradictory, and that keeps you from believing in the book the Quran confirms? If so, you should see the contradictions in the quote clear signs. Want me to post them? The question is, can the error be defined as correct by ordinary men? Can the errors in the Quran be defined as correct by an ordinary Muslim? If you see error, then just fix it, and don't take the error as divine. Look, you try to do with the Quran. Look, you try to do with the Quran saying do that with the Quran saying the sun rests and embryos. Oh, excuse me. Like you try to do with Quran saying the sun rests and the embryos being blood clots. True? Look at it this way. Could Jeremiah 8:8 be from God? It is. What Muslims got to do with Jeremiah 8:8? By twisting it into how they want it to sound? Did they write that? No, they just said that because some versions of Jeremiah say it makes the law a lie. That is how. That it has to mean that. Did they insert it within your holy book? No, again, they just said that because some versions of Jeremiah say it makes the law a lie, that it has to mean that. That's all. I'm not going to face it. You are the one who is supposed to face this lie and manage to live with it or without it. No, I can go by the New Living Translation of the Bible that I believe that says, how can you say we are wise, for we have the law of the Lord, when actually the lying pen of the scribes has handled it falsely. And believe that means the Bible is not a lie, but that it was handled falsely. I mean, and to mean that people, Muslims, are trying to say the Bible is saying, don't believe me. Man, if Jeremiah 8:8 were in my book, I would have thrown the white towel in thanked God that I discovered how dumb I was when I was obeying my erroneous book as a blind sheep. No, you wouldn't, because the Quran says Allah can't have a son because Allah has no girlfriend. Then it contradicts that by saying Allah can, if Allah intended. With Quran Surah 39:4 that says, if Allah had intended to take a son, he could have chosen from what he creates whatever he willed. And guess who Allah chose? Mary, by either Allah or Allah's spirit breathing Allah's spirit word into Mary's farjaha, vagina. Think about it just one time. Why did the Bible openly regard you as sheep? Why does the quote clear signs view you as slaves? What's the difference? The Quran don't even call us birds. Quran 25:44. No, it calls you the worst of beasts if you don't have your patooties up in the air 5 times a day every day for the rest of your life. And said calls you slaves. Did you know birds aren't slaves? They can fly above the Kaaba and unleash crap on it. Even unleash crap on your upraised slave patootie in prostration. That's if you're patootie up in the air outside. So you admit that the real Bible is in Israel, dumbass. It's pronounced dumb ass. You don't need an E on the end. But Israelis would present to you the shitty stuff, for they are against your religion from the beginning till the killing of Jesus. No. only because they didn't know Jesus was making sense of the suffering servant part of Isaiah and of the parts of the book at that time. Those who do realize that become like Venom and Fang X, a Christian Jew. Yeah, they love you to death. Really? When did you see a Jew sawing a Christian's head off to Adonai, shouting mindless chants of Adonai is great? Yeah, Adonai is great, babe. To me, the real Quran, the real Bible is the Holy Quran. Of course you do. O slave of the best of deceivers, who promises you giant butts and eternal erections if you die killing for it. Your Bible is lost, pretty boy. If so, when do you think it became lost to make Quran 568 a lie, to quote stand firm upon the Torah and Injil? When did it become lost so you now don't have to obey Quran 546, 47? And quote, and we Allah caused Jesus, son of Mary, to follow in their footsteps, confirming that which was revealed before him in the Torah, and we bestowed on him the gospel, wherein is guidance and light, confirming that which was revealed before it in the Torah, a guidance and a mission unto those to ward off evil. Let the people of the gospel judge. What was that? I mean, that feels... I've got to read that again. Let the people of the gospel judge. Oh, that felt good. One Mohammed time, Allah. Let the people of the gospel judge. Man, that feels like ecstasy. I wonder if a shot of heroin feels like that. I guess I'll never know. Well, again, let the people of the gospel judge. Ooh, that feels good. One last time. Let the people of the gospel judge. I'm sorry, I have to say it one Mohammed time. Let the people of the gospel judge, by which Allah hath revealed therein of the Quran. Whosoever judgeth not, by which Allah hath revealed, such are evil livers and onions. Yeah. If your money bill is lost, you can't invent another one and make forgery. No such thing as counterfeit. Instead, you go and earn a new legitimate one. How? When I'm supposed to be the worst of beasts. You know, how? When I'm supposed to be the worst of beasts according to the Quran. Forget about palm leaves or papyrus, etc. You can ruin and burn everything except hearts. No old age can. It's called senility. And of course, when death takes those who memorize the Quran, how can a Muslim conjure them up if there is no Quran book around? Are Muslims into that sort of thing? You know, are they into spirits and talking to spirits, dead and all that stuff? I don't think so. The Quran can be memorized. You know, I'd rather read it than hear it. If I was a Muslim, for the human memory can be fallible. Even our kids can memorize it easily. Poor kids. I'd be far more impressed if they studied it. You know, really would. I'd be far more impressed if they studied it. Can you or anybody from your town memorize 10 pages of your false Bible? You mean the book the Quran says it confirms? Oh, I bet they can. I'll give you US dollars, 20,000 if you bring forward such persons. And you won't find any, because the Bible is a written word, and the Dead Sea Scrolls can attest to this fact. And the Dead Sea Scrolls can attest to the fact that Muslims, Mormons, atheists, and others who believe the Bible is corrupt, well, the Old Testament, at least, are wrong. Also, if Quran is false, then you as enemies of the Quran wouldn't spare printing millions of copies of false Qurans. How do you know? What can you expect from the worst of beasts in creation? So, everybody is admitting Quran is original and unique, except some foolish fags, of course. Foolish fags? Oh, I think it's original and unique as well. Kind of like Mein Kampf, or The Origin of Species are original and unique. I mean, you know. I will repeat myself, for some people are dumb. The Quran mentioned the word Jews, but did not mention the word Christians. It doesn't matter. I mean, who cares? I, for one, I call myself a Pauline dispensationalist. They are people of Nazareth, and they are Jews too. Transliteration: Wakalo lan yadkhalul hula al jannata ila man kana hudan nasara tilka aminyahum kul Hatu barbanakam in kantam sadiqina. Okay, that did it. I'm convinced. So Christians don't exist. So when the quote clear signs says to not take friends of Jews and Christians, it's really saying don't be friends of Jews and Jews. Okay, well, hey, that actually kind of makes sense since Allah seems to love repetition so much from its slaves. Jesus was Jewish, sent to Moses' people before he died on the cross. Hey, I agree. Anything after Jesus is death, invention of sheep owners. Did not Jesus say to his disciples to feed my sheep? I bet you think that is bad. I'm telling you, Christians are not mentioned in the Quran. And I'm telling you that I don't give a flying Barak donkey if that's true. I mean, who cares? But always they are called as people of Nazareth, Nasara. Then how come I never see a Quran that says don't be friends of Jews and Nasara? They're only friends of each other. Are you saying that since I'm not a Nasara, you can be my friend and not put guard against me? In other words, not really be my friend except outwardly, like Quran 328 says, open the door to Muslim hypocrisy? And, quote, Christian, unquote, is not even mentioned in the Bible itself. It is a Greek word. Did you know that the gospel is a Greek word? It's a Greek word. Did you know that the Injil comes from that Greek word to the point where it's called gospel in many English versions of the, quote, clear signs handed down? Question: why is a book given to Isa with a Greek title and not an Aramaic title when Allah is supposed to to give books in the language of prophets? How did Allah, get that one wrong? Want a hint? Say, then does he, quote, then does he punish you for your sins? Nay, you are but men. He forgives whom he wishes and punishes whom he pleases. Verse number, please. That sounds like Quran 5:18. I take it you don't believe that part of the Quran? Transliteration. Then he gives the thing. He gives it in the that stuff, Don't tell me. Don't tell me. In this version, despite all the English versions I'm familiar with, it won't come out about Allah punishing whom he pleases. I feed my sheep too. I tell my Bangladeshi shepherd to feed my sheep. Which means Nasara is a Jewish sect who is considered by Muslims as lambs compared to the real Jews. The true meaning is by the law or stand fast by the law. I wonder why the Quran said about the Nasara that they are near us in affection. They pay the jizya tax with willing submission. Is it because of the sheep cultures? The sheep culture? So are lambs when the others disbelievers are wolves? Wolves are the ones with a missile shield that stop Muslim rockets from hitting their neighbors, true? After the cross there is a sect, not a religion, right? It is like being Shia in the Muslim world. And since Sunnis blow up Shia, like people blow up party balloons, that means... And if the Quran says Jesus was not crucified, nor killed, that makes your sect even more baseless. If a book that says embryos and clots of congealed blood and King David had male armor is true, then what I tell you, that would seem to be the case, I and every Muslim can be a friend with anybody, only if you guard against them or be cut off from Allah. Kafir are from the people of the book, only if you guard against them. We can make family with the latter, but not the first. Right. They have to become Muslim, not vice versa, or it's throat slashing time. We can be friends and allies. Oh really? What about Quran 328? But you asshole don't know Arabic. No, just use multitude of different versions of the Quran in English to cut through the taqiyya and see a verse how it really means. That's all. Aliyah means guide. Aliyah means guide. See other surahs. If I take Ramat Ramzi as my guide, I will be shitting in my pants in hell for sure. unless you really don't mean to take me as your friend by guarding against me. Thus say, quote, you are my friend, unquote, while not meaning it. And if you are really good at getting me to believe that you are my friend, you can frag me, like what happens to U.S. soldiers in Afghanistan. See, okay, I think.